Alright, hello everyone, this is ED here, doing a video that's a little different from what I normally do. Kirby in the Forgotten Land just released, and I've been playing the heck out of this game. And this is a bit of a tradition with me. I like to play I always call it the True Arena. I know it's called Ultimate Cup Z, but I'm kind of it's always a self-one chance to do these with no abilities, do the hardest boss rush in the game, and that's what this video is. It is a commentary of my run doing this with no abilities, and no retries, no held items. Now for the retries and held items, what's different about this game compared to previous games is that if you get a game over on this arena, you can actually retry the fight that you were on. All it takes is some money, and you can just keep going. It's pretty much for those that just want to beat the hardest arena without wanting to constantly go through it each time after they die, you know, just for the sake of completion, which is a fair thing to do. And held items is that in the Waldo D shop you can carry an item with you into the fight that you can store, like a maximum tomato, basically giving you the ultimate healing item for when you're in a pinch, and you can pretty much save that thing to the final boss, and it makes a lot more mistakes in your run excusable. But for this one, I did, you know, not dying once. I was not. If I died here at all, I was just gonna start over and do it all over again. And no HUD items because I'm only using the healing items that they've given me. And I did this earlier today, but I did get one retry. I did die in one fight. I will talk about that later. But for this run, I did it with no retries, no HUD items, and yeah, no abilities. And that's the whole thing with this. And we're talking about, I mean, the fight we're on right now is Phantom Gorimondo. These are all the EX fights. They're called Phantom the Phantom variants of it. And with Gorimondo, it's much harder than the original, but still very workable. You just gotta don't get reckless fighting this guy. The stars are gonna come plentiful, and you'll be able to counter him pretty easily. A lot of his attacks you can just get by just floating in the air. And yeah, shoot that star, get it back at him. I missed it because I'm an idiot. I didn't know my time very well. For this slap attack, it can be annoying. Just float all over them. He cannot reach you in the sky. And yeah, for this, just keep on floating. He's dead. It doesn't matter. Gorimondo, you can take a few pot shots that you'll feel bad about if you don't know the fights. But once you know it, and you shouldn't really have much trouble with it. And next up, we got King Deity from World 4. This one isn't the worst. The later fight is gonna be pretty difficult, but this one is. This one's another one you kind of just get used to it, but it's nothing like his next fight. So here he's gonna do that. Perfect dodging. That's gonna be your best friend in this. That is. I know you can do it without it. I do plan on eventually doing a run on this without doing dodging at all, but not right now. I wanted to show off this because my usual quota for these kind of modes are just doing no abilities, and that's about it for me. So that's all I feel content with right now. And also, perfect dodging is so good, but you do not want to get greedy with it. If you try to spam it, you may just start getting into bad habits. Anyways, for the fight itself right here, King Deity is honestly not that much harder from his original version. Some attacks come out faster. You just gotta learn the patterns. He's gonna swipe down at you, then do another swing, jump over that. He's gonna repeat that again. Just keep on dodging it, and then at the end of it, just grab the stars and take care of that. And a lot of stars are gonna be dropping for a lot of these fights. The key to doing with no abilities is knowing when stars are gonna drop and when you should go for them. I know that applies to pretty much every True Arena with no abilities, but especially in this because it's 3D, a lot more stars are going to be popping up in different areas. You just gotta know which ones you are worth valuing. Like, you know, for right now, I could try to grab those stars as he was smacking me, as he was trying to attack me, but if I went for it, I would probably get hit by the attack, so it really wouldn't be worth it. So yeah, just don't get stars just for the sake of getting stars. That's the key to not getting hit in this. See right there, I grabbed stars for the sake of getting them, and yeah, and he got a good hit on me, and that's yeah, a bit more damage than I would like, because you know, damage varies, and that was a pretty good hit right there. And now we're on to the mini bosses. This is Wild Frosty. He's the one of the easier ones to deal with. Honestly, it's just, yeah. I don't even know what to say about this one. It's just, yeah, it's get pissed at you. He's gonna throw snowballs. Just run around them. Dodging should help when he's about to do a charge at you. No, he's doing his belly flops right now. You know, this is all post, by the way. I'm not sure if I clarified that, because if I did this live, it would just be a lot of me just saying, "Oh no, the no was hit me, thank God. Oh no, I got hit by that. Why should I got hit by that?" It's a lot of, I would have repeated a lot of the same things. And I know I'm kind of doing that right now, but you know, my mind is better focused, and also I would probably not be able to do it while I'm also commentating. So you know, separate those parts of the brain, I guess. Yeah, Wild Edge. Those sword attacks are a lot. The range of that is a lot larger than I initially thought it was when I first did this, and I got hit by that, and it was a hit that I really did not want to do. I did not feel good about. So yeah, let's watch out for that. Just don't underestimate Wild Edge. It's not that hard, but you know, don't want to get hit at all. And with that, that's the end of those mini bosses. And yeah, I think it's only like four, 5 mini bosses in this game. The variety is very lacking in those. I really hope they make more of those in the next game. But anyways, we're going on to the next fight. It is against Phantom Claraline. This one's another one where the key to this is staying in the air, because a lot of her attacks cannot hit you. See, like that, you know. Let's keep getting stars throwing back at her. You know, more of these attacks. Again, you can just fly over this. You know, you may want to try and, you know, guard or dodge everything, but yeah. Oh, for that one, dodge twice. Otherwise, you are going to hit the shockwaves. And it's gonna, at that point, what's the point of dodging if you're still getting hit? And yeah, there we go. Just gonna keep doing all those attacks at me. It's not really, yeah, she can't really lay a finger on me in the air. I don't know how I avoided that. I really should not have, but you know, we take those. It's whatever. Now for this attack, my brain thinks that this is a ground slam. Nope, she just pops suddenly and just swap at you. Again, jumping works right here. You can try to get the perfect dodge timing, but it's a bit tricky to get that timing down, so I just prefer to find the air, keep it safe, you know, just don't want to over-rely on perfect dodging. You know what, initially, trying the demo, I thought the perfect dodge was not going to be that great, because first you had to crouch and then yank a direction of the analog stick, but you get used to it. It comes out faster than you think it is, and you know, you just get used to the timing. It's pretty useful, like right there, boom, counter. And I think those who try to get carried away with using the perfect counter, an issue is that you may try to counter with a star or try to get a star and immediately suck it in and spit it out each time you do a perfect dodge. Sometimes the better choice with doing a dodge is to just continue to dodge out of the way. You're given a little bit of time to do something, like time slows down, you're able to act. Oh, by the way, there was a cut right there because I was taking a break. But, you know, time slows down, you think that's a good time to get a star and spit it back. A good amount of times, that is not recommended. The best course of action is to just get more time to keep your space. Just, you get a bit of time to do something, just get away more. Your spacing is super important, especially in this game, especially now more than ever, because it's 3D, you know. And yeah, that attack, yeah, Wild Bonkers is pretty free. And this is probably the hardest mini boss, Florina. You know, we got a big hit of damage on her because of the Wild Bonkers. But I think what makes Florina the hardest is that it's gonna be her halfway attack. It's right here, gonna start it. Yep, it's gonna do a spin. It's gonna suck you in. The key thing is that you gotta keep circling around her, because otherwise those tornadoes are gonna hit you. And yep, that one hit me because I was not circling around the best. And besides that, some attacks are gonna be very annoying to deal with, like this one where you have two of them going at you. I just keep spamming the perfect dodge here. I know I said not to abuse it, but it is good for fast movement like that, pretty much. You know, it's eventually gonna end. I don't know why I did that. That was pretty pointless. You know, grab star. Yeah, only like one more hit you do. And then the throwing out the tornadoes. This is a simple attack. It's not really hard to deal with. You know, just and Yep, then she's that's a bye-bye for that mini-boss. It's a cool new one, I will say. We haven't had a mini-boss with tornado before. It's a good design. It does remind me of Pokemon though. And but I guess like some bosses and enemies kind of remind me of Pokemon. I don't know if that's just a me thing. But it's whatever. Phantom Silly Dillo. This one is surprisingly one of the hardest to deal with for me. Not because like a lot of the attacks are really hard to avoid. It's just that this fight takes a long time and it leads to impatient habits that end up screwing you more. And end up giving you pot shots that just kind of sucked it. It's the kind of hit where it doesn't feel good to get hit in this fight, you know? Like, you know, you just gotta wait for this to, you know, hit a finish rolling attack, then get it 1 star in. You see how much damage it didn't do. A lot. Silly Dillo does not have a lot of attacks, and a lot of them, you just gotta wait until they're done, unfortunately. And you only really get like 1 star from them, because that's just how it works. I mean, this one, you get some good, get an explosion right there, give more damage, but you just gotta keep him moving for a lot of attacks. Like right here, I just gotta wait for him to do that swing attack, and then once, you know, did it 1 star, you know, a lot of little, you are gonna get stars, but not a lot to do a lot of damage. And then that gets especially worse with this third phase, where the sand isn't much of an issue. It's just the actual patterns, because here it's gonna be spinning around a bunch with the doll. I'm gonna a friend of mine, or just I've seen people call this thing as a more adult joke, a sex doll. And it's like, God, why do you gotta put it that way? I don't entirely understand it, but it's like, why'd I add that part of the commentary? Yeah, okay, I know why I did. It's because this fight is gonna take a while, because, you know, see, jumped out of the way. Once it does, see, this spinning attack, you can't really do much about it. You cannot attack during this. I'm gonna try to do it, but it doesn't really work out, because you end up losing maneuverability, and that just leads to you getting hit. See, because right here, you move out of the way, then get rid of a spinning dodge, and again, you just gotta wait until he's done doing this spinning attack to actually damage him, and it's still just 1 star, and you can also miss like that, like me. You can also start screwing up, you know. This fight takes a long time, and it starts leading to you getting worn out as it goes on, pretty much. Which is, which you see right there, I tried to go for the star, and that made me get hit, because I had no way of dodging out of the way, because I tried to dodge, that my muscle memory kicked in, but, you know, I had something in my mouth, so can't really do that. And just do another dodge out of the way. It's a alley-oop. I think a Spider-Man PS4 out of anything else in when it dodge. I keep doing that. I keep spinning, trying to get the immediate attack, and I end up missing. This fight, I'm not the biggest fan of it, honestly. It's not that hard, but it takes longer than I would like, personally. Like, I just need about 2 more hits on it, but it's just, I gotta wait until this whole thing is done. Like, as soon as he does the spinning attack with the doll, then I have to wait until he finishes doing this attack. Like, there's like I had to go through 3 attack patterns before I can actually do comfortable damage. And yeah, it's not the best, but whatever, it's done with. We don't gotta worry about this anymore. Next up though is Tropic Woods. I was sort of thinking about whether I should get a fruit, because you only got 6 of them and they only heal like a small portion of your health. But Tropic Woods isn't that hard. It is definitely more interesting than the original Tropic Woods. I will say that about all these EX bosses, they are more interesting. Except for maybe like Silly Dillo, just because like it's just a longer version of it. All of these EX bosses, they're really good. They are the best EX bosses the series has ever had, because they actively revamp a lot of the attacks in really creative ways. You know, they go out of their way to make you rethink a lot of fights. Whereas a lot of the EX bosses beforehand were just like harder versions, as in their attack patterns were like a little bit different. They'd catch you off guard. This one, they also catch you off guard, but they're also just creative new attacks in their own right. They don't just feel like we're trying to trick you out for the sake of being a harder fight and also just taking longer. These are fully fledged revamped bosses, and that textures goes a lot more while also being more creative. I'm rambling at this point, but that's just the main point I wanted to get across while this, because you know this is completely new. This was not in the original fight, and it's a cool new thing. You know, it's like it reworks the boss entirely, but also it doesn't drag out like silly deal. Like you can still get attacks in right there. But this one, the Vine attack is much harder. I'm gonna get hit right here. Yeah, I got it right there. Yep. Yeah, you don't. I recommend waiting until the vines are completely done with that. Don't do what I did and immediately try to start getting it before they finish. That attack, you just get on the roots and start flying, and yeah, that's not. Tropic Woods is a pretty simple fight. I did get hit, but it's whatever. That's a good fight. I really like that one. And then this one, I think it's the. I had a weird voice crack there, sorry. It's a new fight for this arena because there was no EX Meta Knight. Also, just checking right now, do I have Auto Swallow on? No, I don't, and I gotta grab the sword. I don't know. There's nothing really else I can do. But this is a new fight to the. I just keep calling it the True Arena because I want to, but this is it's gonna show right now. Yeah, Phantom Meta Knight. This was not in the bonus world without the EX bosses. Instead, it's new to this one. And it is also one of the hardest fights here because, well, partly because you have to learn the fight on the spot here because, you know, you have no, this is your first time fighting in the arena. I mean, not for me right now, but it is a pretty intense night fight, I will say. I call all them night fights, you know, like your Meta Knights, your Galactic Knights, your Morpho Knights. Dark Meta Knights, I think those are the 4 main ones. Correct me if there's any others. I don't count the Meta Knight wannabe from Return to Dreamland, the robots. This is up there. Yeah, it's a tough one. But it's not. There is a layer knight fight. I think that one might be easier, honestly. But I think that's a better fight, just because I just like the setting and stuff. I think it's more creative. But this one's still good. The patterns just can really catch you by surprise in this fight. Once you know them, you know them. I mean, that goes for all the fights, but I think learning this one isn't the worst. You know, there's a fight that's harder to. I know all of them are you can read, but I think there are fights that are harder than this to read. And you know, just keep your space here. I know I say that I've been saying that a lot, but the arena in this stage is massive. You know. You are able to shoot stars all across the place, and use that to your advantage. You know, don't play Meta Knight's game of just sticking close and being close combat. You know, try to control the arena in your own way. You know, grab the star, space out, just keep your distance. It helps that this attack. If you get caught in this, you take a lot of damage, but it doesn't matter because I killed him. The best advice I have for that is do a backflip because they come at you from the back in diagonal ways. So the best, do not flip forward. That is, you are asking to get hit if you do that. But it's this fight. This is probably one of the hardest. This is like the second hardest fight to go through. Phantom Forgo Deity. Meta Knight was hard to learn. I mean, actually, honestly, like after the first fight, Meta Knight's not that hard to learn. This is like my 3rd time fighting this guy, and I still have a hard time reading, doing this because the thing with this is that stars are going to be dropping. When it's safe to grab them, though, is the hard part because not only does the Phantom Forgo have a ton of health. I mean, not right now because this is just the first phase, you know. But he, you know, he has a lot of health just because it's 2 health bars, and I'm pretty sure the next phase 6 needs a lot more damage. But a lot of Deity's attacks come out really fast, and it's just really hard to avoid them at a certain point while trying to grab stars. You know, like this attack is simple, but also watch out for the lava. I think I'm gonna get hit by it. Yep. I was a dumbass getting carried away with dodging. But, you know, it's going to grab 1 star. I got 1. You know, this is, This is still the first phase, and it feels like it's been taking a while already. All I can do here is just run. I just gotta keep running. It's not worth it to try and get stars right now. But now that now I got a star and I messed it up because God, out of all the excuse me, sorry. Out of all the arenas in like Kirby, this is the one that you really don't want to miss stars in. Just it's easier to miss stars, like shooting your stars in this one because it's 3D. But like, God, it really sucks because you really gotta value getting those stars. And also now right here, watch out for the physics because you will be sliding down with how it's tilted. And see, after this, there's one. Never mind. I just missed 2 perfectly good chances. You know, it's like you gotta know. Not only do you gotta know when to collect the stars and shoot them, you gotta know like you gotta be quick too. You gotta make you gotta not let him jump out of the way because I am doing a terrible job of just waiting for it. Because like, look at that. Like he just immediately goes straight to the next attack. Like the times for when he stops are very few and far between. So I'm starting to get sloppy here because I'm starting to get desperate. Like I just really want some stars, and that's leading me to bad habits as well. And the stars disappear really fast. Like right, you saw that right there. I was about to get it, but nope. This one though, when it sends enemies, it's not actually that bad because just suck up the bull and just spit it back, and boom, you got good damage in, and the rest just kind of go. This is a pretty sick version of Master Deity's theme, I will say. And yeah, just those trying to dodge right out of the way. Yes, I'm getting almost hit by that. Don't try to attack him when he's in that lava. Wait till he jumps out because he will jump out and we'll be out of breath as seen right there. But another thing is he just won't stop moving, you know, because he's gone full feral Unga Bunga mode, and he just won't stop moving. You know, he rests this guy is using all his energy, which is why he gets those moments of tiredness. This is probably one of your better chances to attack, but the camera was not being my friend right there, so I kind of messed that up. Suck attack, it's just hold away, just run. You know, don't bother doing anything else. It may feel like you're gonna get sucked in, but you're not. You're good. And then yes, just keep running. It's not really much to say about this. He's gonna get tired. I got some stars. I'm probably gonna miss again based on my track record. Oh no, I got some good damage in. See, when you get good star combos, you're doing good damage. It's just a matter of actually getting those shots in. Because, you know, yep, another one. I am starting to take control of things more, but I am also getting desperate. I just want the fight to end, and that is causing me to make symbols like that, you know. I just gotta jump over this, but also watch out for the lava. And I miss again. But luckily, I just need one more hit, and this will be over. God, maybe I should have brought water for this. This is a very on-the-spot commentary. I'm sorry if it's not the most interesting things being said, but I'm trying my best. Yep, this is my best chance at getting another hit in, the final hit needed. He's gonna run out of breath. There we go. The fights that take a long time because it damage is few and far between is probably one of the... It's definitely like the hardest kind of fights in this game, or like the most like patience testing, because you just start getting impatient and wanting to get in attacks, and then it leads to you messing up more. It's probably why while other fights may be harder, like the final boss, it just feels worse to fight going through Deity, just because you actually feeling like you're doing stuff happens less often. Whereas the final boss, it feels like you're at least doing things all throughout. It may take about as long, but you're actively putting in. It feels like a lot more is being accomplished. But Leon, it's a giant lion. I think it's the lion from Zootopia. You know, the mayor, that guy. Just to make a dumb joke right now. This first phase is kind of, it's alright. It's he does all of his phase 2 attacks from his first fight, but you know, just at this point you know how to counter them. Just don't be. I guess I took block. Yeah, just don't be sloppy like me, because I think by this fight I really was not the most familiar with dodging it. So my best strategy was just spamming the dodge roll. And again, when you spam the dodge roll, that just starts leading to bad habits. You know, it's like it's a good way of getting through some attacks, but when you mess it up, that's just unnecessary damage that you really could have avoided if you just did a different means of avoiding it, you know? Because again, it's good that I got that dodge off right there, but I also could have just jumped in, probably been more safe, you know? But now it's doing the chomp attack, you know, he's using bite from, the dark type move bite from Pokemon, you know, as, why am I talking about Pokemon, bro? I don't, I haven't played a game in a while, like I have Legends Arceus, like I said in Luigi's Mansion video, I still have that game, I barely touched it. I could have played it while waiting for this, Forgotten Land, but instead I chose to play a bunch of Splatoon, which I'm still having a lot of fun with. I got back into Splatoon hard because of Chugga's LP, and I have that has been a fantastic LP. I don't know if it's YouTube law, if I shouldn't bring up other YouTubers and praise them like this, but yeah, Chugga's LP Splatoon 2 has been fantastic, and I've been playing the game a lot as a result, and yeah, I love Splatoon a lot. I don't know why I'm bringing up Splatoon in a video about Kirby in the Forgotten Land, but it happened because Leon was just repeating a bunch of attacks, but now we got to the more interesting phase where that Alphaless Soul thing took him over even further. And this fight will give you a lot of shit if you underestimate it and don't know it very well, because let's jump over this. Yeah, that's the hard part with getting close with that attack, is you gotta dodge the lightning, but you also gotta watch where it's even gonna be. So for this, I just keep doing dodge roll, just my best to avoid it. I don't know if you can jump while doing that. I don't feel like you can, just because of how big the range is there. This laser attack isn't much harder, I know it drops rocks, but they're, you know, just get out of the shadows and you're fine. Laser again, just dodge right out, he's gonna do the thing again, yeah, let's wait till done with that. But this, yeah, watch out for that attack afterwards. It's the one afterwards you want to watch out for, rather than the actual rocks falling. It's gonna keep doing that at me. It's like, whatever, bro. Another laser thing. I like the animation for that, just because it looks like he's legitimately throwing it up. You know, like like it's coming out of his mouth. He's starting to barf a laser. Like, ugh. It looks gross. Like, it looks gross to me in some weird way. I know it's just like a laser, but you know. And then this, oh god, when the Alphaless Soul thing comes into play, the fight is still very similar, but watch out for these. Yeah, I should have timed that laser better. Oh, this is gonna do a giant explosion. Run out the way. I am shocked. I am so lucky that he did not go for that corner right there. I am so lucky. I legitimately thought I might have got hit right there. For this, the rest of the fight, the soul thing is gonna start shooting projectiles at you that you have to jump over, which it's for some attacks it's not that bad. Like that one, you're already jumping over shockwaves while doing that attack, but for others it becomes a pain. Like right now, I gotta watch out for the laser, and then also make sure to jump over that, and there we go, get the stars. But now he's gonna start pouncing at me, and I also gotta watch out for that. There we go. I am amazed I did not take damage for that, honestly. Like, I was in a very weird safe spot, but whatever. Leon's dead. Rest in peace, Pokemon champion guy. Why do I keep bringing up Pokemon? I'm not even that big into... I have been watching a lot of the Journeys anime. It's not, I do kind of skim a lot of the good number of episodes, but Journeys is a good time. It's giving me that Pokemon feel. While I may not have been playing the game, I've been having fun with the anime. I like Riolu is adorable. Anyways, back to the actual game. Morpho Knights. This is this fight is so much fun. I don't think it's not the hardest, but I do love it as a fight. Like, it's just a fun, like, okay, to actually explain why it's fun. It puts your reflexes to the test. It's really fair. You know, a lot of his attacks, you have good openings to shoot stars out, but you also have to have decent reflexes. You can't just keep shooting stars every single time. You gotta wait for the right moments. Like right there, I shouldn't really. It's a good thing I didn't grab that star. You know, you gotta make sure he has a stance where he puts his sword up, and if you try to shoot him when he does that, he just disappears. you gotta get those good moments in where he's doing another attack in, or flying around, to actually get that damage in. Otherwise, he's just gonna get out of the way and try to counter you. But for this, big sword attack, while it may look intimidating, just keep running. That's a big thing with a lot of attacks in this game. They just barely miss you, and it looks cool. Once they jump over the fire, do not be in the center for that. Otherwise, you are going to get hit by the flames rising. That is legitimately a really clever attack, because I fell for that my first time. And it's like, fair game, you know? It's like, I can't be mad at that. I barely perfect dodged that thing. If you get hit in those shockwaves, your screen gets rotated, like in a very distorted, weird way, and like your view gets messed up essentially. So you do not want to get hit by that, especially by the last one where it gets stuck on you for a good while. Now I think what makes this fight kind of a bit easier to take on than the Meta Knight fight is that he does a lot more basic sword combos. Like the Phantom Meta Knight, he does a lot of 2 slashes, backs away, and then does like projectiles, which if you don't know that, you are probably going to get hit by it a lot on your initial fight of Phantom Meta Knight. But once you know it, it actually becomes kind of easier. These fights kind of become on equal level once you know that. But yeah, just for this, it's easier to space yourself with Morpho Knight in this game compared to something like Star Allies. I think that's the thing with the Knight fights in 3D for these two. You can very easily space yourself, whereas in games like Star Allies, Dark Meta Knight, Galactic Knight, it's very easy to get closed in by on the right or left side by one of the characters, and you just have to float over and pray they don't get you from the sky. The arena fights in this game, you know, the night fights, I love how they feel now, just because you don't have to worry about that issue anymore. And it's just, I think it's a lot more fun. I do love the night fights in older games, but I really like how they're handled in this game. The one-on-one fights in this game, man, they just feel right in 3D. Like, I love them still, you know, of course, in older games. But I think they're even better in Forgotten Land, just because they're 3D arena. They're just straight up, like, character action bosses, and it's great. You know, I'm really surprised my voice hasn't died, but it's a good thing it hasn't, because here we are at the final fight, which is... oh, I think this is honestly the coolest final boss in any Kirby game. Chaos Ephelis. First off, that design is incredible. I love with the white on red, and even just the original design, the main story. God, the giant ears, the spear, it looks so badass. You know, it's like, you know, you're fighting like an ultimate life form. You're killing God again in this game, but it's a good. I like the context. It's so cool. They translate that idea pretty well, because previous games they were a giant, but this one it's a good size above you. Like it's not like it's a good size that fits a 3D fight, but it's also like but it's also still big enough and like imposing enough that it has that same intimidation factor as older final bosses in the series, you know. And overall, this fight is just fantastic. This is I think this is the best fight in the game. It is so much fun to just learn. It's hard. I think it is probably the hardest fight in the game, honestly. Like, Deity is annoying, but this one pushes you in a much more interesting way, I feel. And like for those, okay, now to actually talk about more about what you should be doing during this fight. For this phase, just stay in the air. Do not be greedy with getting the stars. Do not immediately fall over, because the shockwaves last longer than you would think. I do get hit by that later on, because I start getting trying to rush it. Do not rush that section. You have enough time to grab the stars. Just wait till the shockwaves are gone. And then this is a new attack for this fight. It's not that hard. Just jump, float, grab a star, shoot it. You know, it is similar to it reminds me of attacks like from Sectonia in Triple Deluxe, but you know, it's different context. It's 3D. For the swipe attacks, you can just float in the air and you'll be fine. You can try to perfect dodge jump to get attacks in, but I think it's just a safer option to float. You know, it's like that's the less punishing thing. I forgot. That is the thing I keep forgetting about when I fight this. How he goes straight for that slash attack and then dive. If you do a perfect dodge and you know start trying to counter, you can suck in all those stars at once and get in a big boy damage right there. It is incredibly satisfying to do that. But Now it's just a way to do the... It's doing the swipes, you know, wait till the... Sorry, to me. God, I'm cutting that out. Since I cut it out, I burped. I apologize. But for one day, it does the swiping attack. Just keep floating until it does the final swing, which is like a lot more a different animation. And it's the number of swipes this boss does more increases over time. First, it's about like 2, then it goes 3, like 4, and I think 5. See that? Wait, yep, there we go. Just gonna launch more of those. And then see when it does that extra spin, that's how you know it's done. But also watch out for those tornadoes, because those can kind of get you by surprise. It's one of those kind of attacks. This one, yeah, just stay in the air. Yeah, I rushed it right there, and I got hit by a shockwave. It's like I took some attacks here that I really feel like I feel like I shouldn't have, but I was still successful, so it's not the worst. Ooh, I love this new attack. This is so cool. It's a giant projection of Alphaless, and you just gotta jump over it. You know, it's not that complicated, but I also love how it throws in also these attacks. So not only do you gotta dodge this, you gotta watch out for, yeah, jump over that extra swing. And now that's gone, watch out for the perfect dodge that shit, suck it in, boom. That's some good, that's a lot of damage right there. Oh, this is such a cool attack. The healing. If you let the ring close in on Alphaless, the real Alphaless out of all these, they will heal themselves. So you want to chip that down as much as possible and then break it completely to get that stun that Alphaless goes through right there. It is really satisfying to do, but if you end up not finding the right one in time, ooh boy, that can suck. The laser attack. This is very familiar from other Kirby games, but in a 3D context. You know, if you know how to dodge those in the 2D games, you know how to dodge this. You know, it's the mentality carries over. Then this one, just keep moving to the right, and you should be fine. The slow-mo effects are extremely cool. I say cool a lot, but that's just the definition of this fight. It is amazing. Okay, this one's you gotta watch out, think fast for this one. Just watch out for the flying rocks. I just start spamming dodges. Yeah, that was not the best for that. That was not the best run of those meteors. You know, start dodging that. Get at least 1 star. But the annoying part is that when you try to shoot stars, Alphaless may just end up flying back to the background to do their attacks. Laser attack. Coming in both ways, going in from in a cross shape. You just keep moving and just keep looking for the patterns. This is once again very similar to other attacks, other attacks in this series, except for in 3D. So carry the mentality, except you know, being on a X and Y axis, it's now on a Z axis for dodging those attacks. I really should not have avoided that, but you know, we take those. It's whatever. That's kind of the thing I noticed for some of these attacks where it's like, how did I avoid that? But, you know, it's like, it's not worth questioning too much because, I mean, like, did you want to get hit? It's like, how did I avoid that? Don't know, but it's better than getting hit, man. Don't complain. Then, of course, little last thing right here in mouthful mode. Just gotta rotate the stick a bunch. I start using my palm here. You don't gotta do it that fast. You do have a good amount of time to finish that off, but I just circled it just for use my palm to circle it just for the insurance, I guess, making sure I got it. And here we are with the true final boss of this game, Chaos Alphaless Phase 2. Yeah, it doesn't have a new name. And one of the coolest parts about this first phase, the audio, just the repeated vocals, the eerie music, the distorted audio from the previous, from the audio tour thing of the Lab Discoverer. It is so cool. Like it's eerie. Like the way, like, and here we are, and here we are. The way it repeats it, it's creepy, honestly. But like, it's rad as hell. I love Kirby bosses getting like very surreal and creepy. It's one of my favorite parts about them, honestly. And this one really does pull that off well, because there's like no epic music going on right now. It's just the audio from that, like, and here we are, and here we are. It makes you just question what's happening, you know? It's like this is so strange. I'm getting nervous, you know? It builds up that nervousness, and I love that. That laser attack, I just spam dodge roll on that, and I just try to... Lasers in this hurt. You do not want to get hit. I mean, I know you don't want to get hit by a lot. It's like, well, duh, you don't want to get hit at all, but... Laser attacks especially. Focus. Do not be risky. Play it safe while dodging these lasers, because you really don't want to get hit. I said that again. Like getting hit does a lot of damage, you know. And here's when this pretty much second half of the phase, second half of the fight, second phase of the phase of the phase of the. You know, that looks like it's gonna hit you. It's not. And here's the attack that is easy to avoid once you know, but if you don't know it, oh, I'm so sorry. See, you gotta get onto the top, but I'm kinda got it very close right here. Just floats. Oh, oh wow. You can't really hold on to anything because you still got a platform. Because see, all these rocks are gonna fall down. You have to immediately climb all the way up there to avoid this attack. There is no other way. There is no other way to avoid this. If you were on the lower level, you are taking damage, and that knocks out so much of your health. Like, at least it feels like over a third of your health. I know that. I was about to say, I know that doesn't sound like much. I'm like, wait a second. Yes, that sounds like a lot. That's over 30 of your health. And if you get, when I first did this, I got hit by that twice in a row, and I was in a critical state for the rest of the fight, and I got to play it really safe. This Shockwave Attack, it's not really that hard. Just dodge roll into it. It's not really. It's not. Yeah, it's just dodge roll into it. Yeah. It's probably you probably have to be really good at the timing if you're not dodge rolling, but we are dodge rolling, so yeah, we're good with that. Laser attack, this is cool. I just spam dodge roll here just to play it safe. I have a number of close calls right there, like right there, but yeah, I got nothing else to say after that. But and also the cutter attack, because literally every Kirby final boss has a cutter move, and that my rhythm right there did not work at all. But you know, it's always a cutter move, you know. It's just it's been a thing since Marks and Superstar, and I like those attacks. But like God, literally every what's her name? Sectonia had it. The Void had it. Planet Robot had it. It's like, you know, this game also has it. You know, it is a classic. Unfortunately, it's not that hard to dodge in 3D, so the tradition may kind of die out. But what are you gonna do? Yeah, just yeah, just focus. It's best to stay in the center right there, like where I was right there. It's best to stay right there. You do not want to be too far to the right or left, because depending on where the rocks fall, the way they're ordered, that may just end up screwing you over and not give you enough time to dodge it. Like it almost happened to me earlier. We just need one more hit to finish this off, but it just gotta avoid this. I was getting a little bit concerned right there, but after this attack, it's pretty much free. The reason this fight isn't too bad with no abilities is that you can suck up the orbs, and if you couldn't, this fight will probably be much harder. But luckily, you can. So yeah, it's a really good fight. Like probably my favorite secret boss in the series. I love how it goes out in like a more peaceful way. It doesn't immediately explode. It just like that harp. I think it's a harp. This playing its notes, and boom, there it goes. I think the implication with this True Arena compared to the others is that this one is actually canon, based on how they're given actual context for how this arena happens, because like a portal appears in the Coliseum, and it's pretty much what this True Arena is. I won't stop calling it the True Arena. That's what it is in my heart. But yeah, Morpho Knight's canon because of the extra world. And I guess this can be considered canon. You know, nothing really. There's no inconsistency. It kind of closes the book on Elphalus by just connecting their soul to Elphalin, so the two become one, as the lore says. And with that, I did it. God, that was so intense when I first played it. I'm sorry if my commentary wasn't the best, but I just really want to make a video like this talking about, you know, Kirby with Forgotten Land, the final boss. Talk about just show it off, you know, show off my run. I if this whole video to you was just a means of me flexing, if that's how you see it, you may not be wrong. I don't know what to tell you. This is not the only thing I plan on doing with Kirby, though. I plan on doing one actual video essay on Kirby in the Forgotten Land. I won't give too much away in case I end up not doing it, but look forward to that. This was just the appetizer for the Kirby content that I'm going to give you guys. Or gals, pals, all the above. So yeah, I hope you look forward to that. And with that being said, thank you for watching. Subscribe, all like, I don't know. I'm running out of seconds. I got like 10 seconds for this outro. I don't know what I should say. Goodbye. Yeah, see you later. Farewell. It's Kirby. He's the man in many faces and many pinks. He can do many things and he's really dangerous.